Molita felt guilty and deliberately avoided Ganakus. She loved her husband, but Ganakus remained in her heart, causing her inner conflict.
I would risk everything for you.
When Molita opened her eyes, Ganakus' throat had already been pierced. His blood fell on her body, and Enemaus stared at them fiercely. As he prepared to stab Molita with his sword, she woke up from a nightmare. Molita had fallen in love with Ganakus. She knew it was wrong to betray Enemaus, but she couldn't control her heart, causing her great mental torment. Gaia's death had a significant impact on Lucretia, and she felt guilty because Gaia was killed for helping her. Lucretia secretly vowed to avenge Gaia. Lucretia instructed Molita not to spread the news and ordered her to clean up Gaia's belongings. Molita comforted Lucretia.
Gratitude.
The old arena in Capua was about to hold its final match. Bashiatus had not yet qualified to enter the new arena, and he was anxious. He complained to Salonius. However, Salonius told Bashiatus that he had been invited to compete by the administrative officer. Bashiatus was very happy for Salonius when he heard that he could enter the new arena. He then talked about family life issues. Titus made him choose between the family and Lucretia. Salonius secretly rejoiced upon hearing this because he had long planned for Lucretia. He advised Bashiatus to focus his thoughts on the training ground and continue to work hard for the family's career. Many new gladiators were coming to the training ground. Everyone was training seriously, especially Crixus. He trained hard and improved quickly, and he got along well with everyone. Among the bought gladiators, only Ashur was the weakest. Because of his bad character, he was ostracized by everyone. Because his strength was too poor and he often framed his companions, his behavior made everyone look down upon him. At this time, he did not know that Dagon could already understand some of their language. Dagon expressed dissatisfaction with Ashur. Enemaus spoke highly of Dagon. During Titus' absence, many new people came to the training ground. Titus had no idea of their abilities. He asked Enemaus to arrange an internal competition. He wanted to understand the true strength of the gladiators. He was going to sell the weakest people to the mining area. Ashur's fighting ability was far behind the other gladiators. Ashur ranked very low and was likely to be sold to the mines for mining. Titus watched the gladiators compete and finally felt somewhat relieved to see their well-trained performance. There were also a few newcomers who showed great potential, and Enemaus was doing a commendable job as a coach, which pleased him, especially Dagon and Crixus. They performed exceptionally well. Titus secretly praised his son's talent. However, he had always been biased against Ganakus. Ganakus won the competition even though he was injured, but Titus couldn't stand his laziness. Titus was a very traditional person, so he had never liked Ganakus. Molita always silently watched Ganakus, and the two of them shared a mutual understanding but could only look at each other from afar. On the training ground, Crixus's strength was growing stronger and stronger. Ashur took the opportunity when Dagon let his guard down and launched a sneak attack on him. He stabbed Dagon in the eye and won the final victory. Ashur's sneak attack was skillful, and it appeared to others as just a momentary carelessness on Dagon's part. Dagon no longer had the chance to become a gladiator. Although Titus felt a bit regretful, he still decided to sell Dagon. Just then, Tullius arrived at Bashiatus' house. It was Titus who invited him, and Bashiatus and Lucretia were unaware of it beforehand. They were displeased with Titus's meeting with Tullius but had no power to stop it. At this point, Lucretia already had a plan in her mind.
You desire a son of your own to carry your name and make you proud. I would do anything to give you such a treasure.
I must give him my answer tomorrow. It is too late for such dreams.
It is never too late when we're set to purpose.
What would you have me do?
Whatever we must, to rid ourselves of this problem.
Titus invited Tullius because he wanted to repair their relationship. Tullius gave Titus a bottle of fine wine. He maintained a friendly attitude and came to negotiate terms. He wanted to buy Ganakus. In return, Bashiatus would be granted entry into the new arena. Titus didn't want to deepen the conflict, so he agreed to Tullius's request. Bashiatus strongly opposed it, stating that Ganakus was very talented and would undoubtedly become the champion of Capua's new generation. Titus did not listen to his advice and sought Enemaus' opinion, but Enemaus also disagreed with selling Ganakus. Titus trusted Enemaus and believed that his judgment was fair. Titus made a concession. If Ganakus became the champion in the internal competition, he would keep Ganakus. Molita was very worried about Ganakus, and just when she didn't know what to do, Ganakus appeared.
I have vowed to 1,000 times a day to return to drink and whores forcing you from my mind. Then I catch a glimpse of you, and my world ends.
I have never felt greater love than when I hold my husband in my arms.
Hearing this, Ganakus felt hopeless. Ganakus couldn't calm down because of emotional troubles. In the previous matches, he was distracted several times and almost lost to Barca. Although he eventually defeated Barca, Enemaus noticed something different about him. Enemaus reminded him to take the match seriously. On the day of the match, Enemaus reminded Ganakus to stay calm again. He must win the match, or else he would be sold to Tullius. The match was about to start, and Crixus was now a formidable opponent. If he found an opportunity to counterattack, it wouldn't be easy to win. When the two fought, Crixus gave it his all to prove himself. He was determined to win, but Ganakus still had the upper hand. Ganakus was caught off guard and got hit by Crixus' sword. Seeing the blood on himself, Ganakus became serious. After all, there is still a gap in strength, and Crixus soon fell into a disadvantage. When he saw Molita on the stands, his attention was entirely focused on her. He thought about how he and Enemaus were like brothers, but he couldn't restrain his feelings for Molita. He couldn't live with the two most important people in his life anymore, so he voluntarily let down his defenses and deliberately lost to Crixus. Crixus seized the opportunity to knock Ganakus down and became the champion of the internal competition. Ganakus lost the match as he had wished, and he could finally leave this place of sorrow. Before this, Titus always believed that Lucretia was a heartless and malicious woman, and she didn't leave any heirs for the house of Bashiatus. He ordered Bashiatus to end the marriage as soon as possible. Bashiatus was under a lot of pressure, so he told Lucretia about this matter. Lucretia was very angry. She thinks Bashiatus should take her out of here without hesitation. The two had a big fight because of this. In the argument, Bashiatus pointed out Lucretia's biggest problem, which was not having any heirs. This deeply hurt Lucretia's heart. Bashiatus regretted saying it afterwards. Lucretia has always been troubled by the fact that she doesn't have children. This time, Titus is using this as a reason to kick her out of the house. So she swore to herself that she would definitely get pregnant. She made a decision that she couldn't even accept herself. She called Crixus over. In order to stay by Bashiatus' side, she was willing to do anything. Not long ago, Titus brought Bashiatus to the old arena. He talked to Bashiatus about the family's history and his expectations for Bashiatus. He hoped that Bashiatus would choose the family business and give up on Lucretia. Bashiatus quietly picked up a stick, preparing to attack his father.
You are my son, Quintus. And I will always love you, no matter the path you take. Stand with me, and we shall rise together, huh?
I will not turn from my wife.
You really did not want this life, did you? Or whatever one you find in this world. I pray it brings you peace.
Father. Memento.
But when he heard his father express his feelings towards him, he gave up on this crazy idea. In the end, he decided to leave with his wife. Bashiatus made this decision at a great sacrifice. After leaving the family, he will have nothing. Lucretia was very touched after hearing this. Then, Bashiatus and Lucretia bid farewell to Titus. Titus couldn't bear to see his son leave, and he asked Bashiatus to think twice before leaving. Just then, Titus suddenly started coughing uncontrollably and collapsed. Titus had been running a high fever, and the doctor said the situation was dangerous. They needed to find a herb. Lucretia offered to stay behind and take care of Titus, so Bashiatus went out with the doctor and Enemouse to search for the herb. The doctor told her to let Titus drink a little wine to relieve the situation. Bashiatus and Enemouse left, and Lucretia tried to persuade Titus to drink some wine. Titus refused, as it was the wine Tullius had given him. At this time, Molita told Lucretia that she wanted to go and see Ganakus before he left. Lucretia readily agreed. Molita brought the bottle of wine that Tullius had sent and bid farewell to Ganakus. She knew this might be their last meeting. They loved each other but couldn't be together, so Ganakus leaving was the best choice. When their feelings reached a deep point, Molita kissed Ganakus voluntarily. Lucretia told Titus that it was the doctor's advice, and he had to drink it, so Titus drank the wine.
Tell me I have been mistaken about you. Tell me you're not the serpent I have thought you to be.
I am not. I'm far worse. I never cared what you thought of me. My lack of breeding, my absence of family or name of worth, these things I cannot deny. But how low you considered your son. A man I love more than life itself. That could not be tolerated.
After drinking the wine, Titus started coughing up blood. That was how Lucretia poisoned Titus, and Molita became an innocent victim. Lucretia looked at Titus's body, and she finally freed herself. Then Lucretia saw Ganakus holding Molita's body. She saw the wine bottle and instantly understood what had happened. Ganakus doesn't know why this happened. At this moment, Bashiatus returned with Enemouse. Enemouse rushed to see Molita lying there motionless. He couldn't accept this reality. Looking at the dead Molita, Enemouse was heartbroken. Bashiatus looked towards his father's room and saw the anxious Lucretia, knowing that something was wrong. Bashiatus looked at his dead father and knew that he had died from drinking Tullius wine. He was furious, and it was all Lucretia's plan. Bashiatus decided to seek revenge against Tullius. Meanwhile, Ganakus and Enemouse believed that Molita had died from drinking Tullius wine, and they harbored deep hatred towards him. Lucretia got her wish. No one will let her leave Bashiatus again. She successfully put all the blame on Tullius. It's just that Molita's death made her a little sad. Molita's death gave her 2 more helpers to help her kill Tullius to avenge Gaia.